This segment of Panther Sports Talk is brought to you by Lincoln Savings Bank. At home in Iowa, at work for you.
We're here inside the West Gym with UNI head softball coach Ryan Jacobs. The Panthers are currently in second in the Missouri Valley Conference, but let's go back to the start of the year and talk about the non-conference portion of your season, Coach. How nice is it to start the year at home with the Unidome Classic and get some guaranteed games playing at home in the Dome? And some good competition was there, and this young team did pretty good job in that first tournament.
Yeah, it's always exciting to open up at home. We have to travel and find the warm weather in the beginning part of the season, but for our fans to get to see us right out of the gates, to know that we're starting our season, you would be surprised to know how many people I've talked to in Cedar Falls that say, "Have you started your season yet?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we're like 25 games in." Yeah. But to be able to start that, kick off the season at home with some great competition. Our kids are always excited. They get to practice in there every day, so to play in that first opening weekend indoors is great for them.
Talk about the result from that first weekend, because you want to start the season on a positive note and pick up some wins, because you're packing up the bags and going on the road for 20-plus games after that tournament.
You're right, exactly right. This year especially, we had to figure out what we were going to do with the lineup, who's going to play where. Very versatile club this year. So to get some wins and figure some things out on how we wanted to kind of begin the season was great. Anytime you can start the year and get 4 wins and 1 loss in the first weekend is great. Great, especially when we're going to hit the road.
So then you hit the road, 20-plus games, and that's hard for any team. Last year's team, one of the most successful teams as far as wins were concerned, but you graduated a lot of players off last year's team. Talk about the adversity of taking a young group on the road for that much and trying to figure out the identity of the team and each player's role with it on the road.
When you go on the road, it's definitely an adjustment. It's a tough thing to do, to get on a bus and ride for 12 to 14 to 10 hours. I mean, it's really a tough thing to do. Some people say, well, you're just sitting there. Well, yeah, you're sitting there, you're getting stiff, you're getting tight, and then you're expected to get off the bus and then go play some games. It's tough, but I think the thing from a team building standpoint is you get to spend a lot of time together. Sure. You get to learn about each other. Sometimes you got to make sure that you stay away from each other, but you get to learn about each other, and the team figures things out a little bit quicker. And then we know that we're tested. I know some of the teams in our league that are coming to play here this spring, they're dreading that 7 or 8 hour bus ride. Well, our kids know 7 or 8, hey, sweet, that's going to be a nice short one.
So do you feel tested when you started conference play just a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, I think we played in some really good games. We played some tough competition. We played in some games where we were tested. We were, in some tough adverse situations where we either came back and won a close game, or we might have given one up. And those are the types of things that it's not fun to lose, but sometimes you just learn so much, and it's so valuable going into a tough league that we play in, and we know that every day in the Valley is a grinded out game. It's going to be a 1-run game. It could be 12 to 13, or it could be 2 to 1. Mm-hmm. So we know being in those games is what's going to help us out.
We'll have more with Ryan Jacobs right after this here on Panther Sports Talk.